Welcome back to Deeside Golf Club and the Paul Lawrie Invitational. This venue was host to another tournament run by Paul's foundation earlier in the year, as he explains.
Today we're at Deeside Golf Club for one of our Paul Lawrie Foundation flag events and Stableford events. The flag events are for under 10s and under 12s, and the Stablefords are for under 15-year-olds. So we've probably got just over 100 children today playing in the flag in the Stableford, so very good. You get 36 shots, and once you've hit your last shot, you put your flag in the ground with your number on it, and the furthest round wins. And then there's gold, silver and bronze for the three best players. But when I come back and I say to the kids, where'd you get to today? They're always further on than the last time I came and spoke to them. So, I mean, it's competitive, to be fair. But the idea is to make it fun, and if you've taken too many shots in the bunker, they're allowed to throw it out after 4 shots, and there's only a certain amount of putts that count, and then they kind of kick on to the next tee. So it's good fun, but as you get to under 12s, it's quite competitive, which is good. It's not competitive as in, you know, there's rustling of buckets or coughing or, you know, not like the big boys. But no, the kids still, they want to get further and they want to get better, and you can see them getting a wee bit kind of upset when they don't get as far as they think they should do. But again, it's all part of the progress. It's all part of getting them in, getting them started, and as soon as they progress, they go on to the bigger Stableford, and then once they're too old for them, then there's junior opens for them to play in and the coaching, so it's all good. We try and make it as professional as we can. We try and make it as much like the tour as we can. The idea is that we're a mini tour going from club to club all around the northeast. Carol's got it all kind of organised with teas and pencils, and there's a bit of fruit for every competitor. There's a bottle of water. You get your scorecard, you get telling what time you're teeing off. It's like a proper organised idea.
Some lucky youngsters also received a little coaching from the man himself, and the results showed. A rather more mature group of golfers also had the chance to spend some time with Paul at the Invitational Pro-Am held the day before the tournament. Recognising the input from sponsors is vital to any competition, and here's one of them.
Here's Neil Middleton at the par 3 14th. Neil enjoying his golf today out in the company of the professionals, and that's a fantastic shot. He's nearly holed it, and that was a superb shot there, and arguably best shot of the day.
The Pro-Am won by the Deeside Golf Club, their professional Scott Henderson, smiling for the camera. I spoke to Paul about the Tartan Tour and the Pro-Am circuit.
The Tartan Tour goes back a long way. Does it retain its significance in Scottish golf?
Well, it was where I learned. I mean, obviously I would have loved to have been a better player when I turned pro and gone straight into the tour school like a lot of guys do now. I'd have loved to have been a McIlroy and played 4 events on the European Tour and had my European Tour card secured, but I just wasn't that good. So I joined the PGA and did all my training with them at Bankery with Doug Smart. So having played the Tartan Tour for sort of 3 or 4 years, it's always important, I think, when you get to a certain level that you give back to the game. So to have my own event in the Tartan Tour was always something that we kind of thought about. And then obviously when the Tartan Tour had gone down the Pro-Am kind of route, we thought, well, it's a perfect time to try and lay on a proper event, a good event up in Aberdeen for the boys to play.
One man who's known Paul since his Tartan Tour days is head of golf at the Carnegie Club and former European Tour player David Thompson.
Yeah, I first met Paul when I think he was 16, I think. He actually applied for a job with me as assistant professional here at Deeside when I was a pro here back in 1985 or 86. So a long time ago. Didn't get the job, but we became firm friends, and I worked with him for about 4 years on his swing, and well, the rest is history, I guess.
Paul and David now have once again a close association.
I knew Paul was looking for an attachment, and it was appropriate that we went for a boys from the north, and with his Ryder Cup this year, it's been fantastic. I mean, the timing was incredible for us, really. And he's done a lot for us. He came and played in our Pro-Am last week, and been a great supporter, so it's great to have him on board.
So here's the way it was after round 1. Terry Matheson's 65, giving him a 2-shot advantage over Greg McBain. There's Graham Fox in a share of 6th place on 1 under par, and let's see him in action in round 2 at the 2nd.
And here's Graham Fox. He's missed the green here. He's left himself a tough little shot here, and he's played that very well indeed, and that is a superb superb touch there from Graham Fox, and that'll be an up and down par for him.
Paul Lawrie with a birdie putt.
Paul needs to get the putter going today. Oh, and just like so many of them, in round one, another one slips past, but no damage done there for our host.
Gareth Wright from West Linton was in good shape after the first round and looking to make a good start to the second, and he's missed a pretty short putt there.
Yeah, poor putt there. He was up a little bit quick and just pushed it, and that'll be a par for Gareth Wright.
Back with Graham Fox.
Par 5 third. Third shot. Towering iron shots. And he's played that beautifully, and that's another great approach shot from Graham Fox, and he would go on to hold that to get to 2 under.
Almost behind the tree is Greg Hutchin.
Yep. Had to keep it low, plenty of green to work with, chipping it back towards the water. Oh, and Greg's played that beautifully with that yellow ball. A birdie for Hutchin. Now, big Robert Arnott from Bishop Briggs driving range. Robert's been on the Tartan Tour for an absolute century, and he's played that well, chipped it up, it looks good. Oh, and Robert Arnott chips it in to get some momentum going after a relatively slow start.
Let's catch up on the first round leader, Terry Matheson. Well, he's off to a bad start in round 2. That's a bogey putt, and he now slips to 3 under par.
Yeah, bit of a nervy start there from Terry, not the start he was looking for. Needed a nice putt there just to steady the nerves, but unfortunately that one slips past.
Back to Robert Arnott.
Started the day +2. Good start today. This for a par. Oh, that was unlucky for Robert. Just a very, very good player, Robert, tee to green, but sometimes the putter just goes a little cold on him. And hopefully he'll knock this one in. It will be a bogey if he does.
He's having a lively spell as well. In the space of 4 holes, 3 birdies and a bogey.
Yeah, Robert knocks it in, but unfortunately drops back to level par. The big man from Glasgow. Kirkintilloch to be precise.
Scott Henderson at the 6th, the par 5.
Yeah, Scotty, as I said earlier, he's a big hitter. He'd have been hoping to get on this one in 2 shots, but he's recovered it well, and that's a good touch from Scotty. Oh yes, and we'll give him that one. And Scott would hold that and move to 2 under. Greg Hutchin from Bankery, former Challenge Tour winner. Greg going along nicely today. 1 under today, and he's hold that, so Greg will stay at 3 under. Seems happy enough.
Gareth Wright at the 14th. He'd a birdie here yesterday, so can he come up with same again? He does, and 4 under par for Gareth Wright.
And obviously likes this hole. It's been a good hole for him last 2 days.
Out to 17, and Paul Laurie's caddy, although playing in this tournament, David Kenny, with a birdie putt.
A rare birdie for David Kenny. Unfortunately, 12 over par, certainly won't be making the cut, and I think, to be fair, David, you'll earn a lot more money caddying for Paul Lawrie than you will shooting 12 over, but I'm sure he's enjoyed it this week.
Jordan Finlay at the par 3 16th, and in it goes, a par putt, still 2 under par for him.
Going along nicely. Over to 14, Chris Kelly, missed the green, left himself a tricky wee chip coming down here, quite fast. These greens at Deeside, very, very quick. And he probably would have thought that would have ran out a little bit closer. But Chris would get up and down to stay at 2 under.
This is Terry Matheson, the first round leader at the 18th. It hasn't gone according to plan for him today. Look how his score has slipped back. 5 over, level par for the tournament, and needing that par putt to stay at level par going into round 3.
th hole, Greg McBain, fresh from his 4th place finish in the Scottish PGA Championship at Gleneagles earlier this year. Greg going along nicely, 2 under today, doesn't waste much time, he's got this to go 5 under for the tournament and knocks it in. And that's a great birdie from Greg McBain, motoring up the leaderboard at 5 under.
Let's head up to 18 and another contender in this Paul Lawrie Invitational. Bankery's Greg Hutchin looking for an up and down from just off the final green for a 66, and if he can do so, that will be 6 under par.
Now, Rob, that's Graham Fox, his playing partner, on the right-hand side of your screen. And I think they're about to both play at the same time, and they have. Oh, this is bizarre. This is something you don't often see, and they both nearly hole it. How incredible would that have been? But that's a bizarre situation. Graham Fox clearly seeing the funny side of it. Paul Laurie's the third man in the group. He'll have enjoyed that. And Greg Hutchin clearly enjoying it, and also enjoying being at the top of the leaderboard after day 2.
It's a strong field, and it's an enjoyable golf course. It's exciting to play. There's quite a bit of risk and reward, so it's a nice test of golf.
Greg's keen to stay at the top of the rankings to give himself a chance to qualify for a start at some European Tour events next season.
Yeah, I think I've secured my spot. Probably, so I'll certainly be top 3. I'll get to the PGA playoffs. Now, I don't know how many spots will be available for Wentworth, but I know there's 25 guys go to Turkey at the end of the year. So, yeah, looking forward to that. That's still a chance for me to qualify for some big European Tour events. And it means you kind of feel you're still in touching distance of the superstars in the big tour.
And Greg Hutchin tops the leaderboard, -6, 134. Round of the day though, Robert Arnott 65 for 137, 3 under par. Paul Lawrie sneaking up the leaderboard on 2 under, 138. Join us after the break.